this one, I'm going to make it as quick as I can, and I'm going to do it as just a bit of a PS to the one that Mr Fermanaghman posted, where he showed you all a range of shotguns, 3 different styles of shotgun. I'm just going to add a variation to that, which is this. Closed weapon, yes, some people say, oh, closed weapon, safety, very safe. Not a cartridge, snap cap. I know the snap cap is in there, I keep it in there as a safety device. So I can store this gun and know that it is totally safe whilst it is stored in the cupboard. There is no chance it has gone away loaded, because the last part of any process that I have with this weapon is to place these in the chambers to prevent a live round ever being left in there. You don't particularly need use snap caps with a hammer gun, but I do anyway, just as a preventative measure. All it is, it's a spring mounted cap in the middle of the shell that will just absorb the impact of a hammer firing pin strike in a weapon with enclosed hammers. So we're totally safe, and that way I'll handle the gun closed. Right, okay. Now, the big difference between this and the one that Mr Fermanaghman showed you is this has external hammers. Now, a lot of people will see that and think, ah, sharp. It's a really old gun. It's a really old gun. It's not a really old gun. It's reasonably old. It's not brand new, but hammer guns are still made today. They're extremely popular with a lot of people. I like them because the first gun I ever fired was my grandfather's hammer gun when I was about this size. Interesting experience. To fire this weapon, you pull the hammer back, pull the trigger, just as you would with any other firearm, basically. Personally, I feel that the hammers give it more character. Some would argue not the best style of gun for all disciplines. Totally true. No gun's the best style of gun for all disciplines. I just love this gun. Right. What else can I say about it? It can be used pretty much for anything that any shotgun can be used for. It has the same restrictions on it because of choke in terms of firing slug that many shotguns will have. And that, you know, you put the wrong load, you put slug load in the wrong weapon, that is choked, and it'll. It's a bit like holding a little land grenade when it goes off. Not a pleasant experience. A choked gun with a slug in it that is too. It'll burst the gun. Okay. Pretty much the same. It's got all the same components, all the same parts. It actually comes apart in exactly the same way. This is not an ejector, but it does have a little ramp inside here that pushes back and pushes. If you're unloading rounds out, it will push the spent shells so it presents them for easier to get at. You can do add-ons to this gun, which if you were shooting, if you were rough shooting, you can actually. It's a Velcro wrap sleeve, and that just wraps around the butt. Takes some extra cartridges. It could get in the way of your sling, so you maybe use it if you're working from a hide rather than like a walk-around rough shoot. Or adjust it. It would be easy enough to modify. The whole half a dozen rounds for you on your butt. There's a bandolier there that would work the same way. And if you are working from a hide and you want a little bit of added concealment, that is a camouflage sleeve. It just fits over the length of the barrel that would protrude from the hide. And how old is the gun? Probably about 30. I've had it 35 years, so I guess it's a minimum of 40 years old because it was second hand when I got it. In terms of coming apart, exactly the same as Mr Fermanaghman showed you. That comes off, that opens, comes apart. You now have 3 pieces of shotgun. To reassemble, locate, close, reseat, secure. Gun ready to go. If you put the camouflage sleeve on, you will obscure the bead sight at the end, which isn't such a problem because the majority of people tend to use shotguns as a point and shoot gun. It's not one you fiddle faff around aiming, you know, you're not talking about putting optics on it and things like that. Although you do see red dots and things put on shotguns. But generally you can work it as a point and shoot piece. 12 ball shotgun, side by side, hammer gun, just another kind of shotgun. Now I saw some questions in terms of people saying, but they're not legal where I live, and they were in the UK. Now they are. Any shotgun with up to a capacity of 3, two in the magazine, the tube magazine, or and 1 in the already in the breech, a pump or a semi-auto. Obviously, you get 2 shots with a double barrel. You get 1 shot with a single barrel shotgun, all of which is legal. You can also have a lever action shotgun, which the only one I'm really aware of being made is one by a Chinese company called Norinco. It's basically a copy of the Winchester model used in Terminator, lever action shotgun that way. Now you can own shotguns with higher capacities, but you have to own a firearm certificate, not a shotgun certificate, because they're classed as Section 1 firearms. And you have to have a reason for having them. That is the big difference. Now people always say, oh, you can't have guns in the United Kingdom. That is not true. So I just thought I'd add on to some of that things. That some things are still legal in the UK. Things like this, which everyone will recognise. Everyone who has seen Pirates of the Caribbean, Sharp, Dick Turpin, even films about the English Civil War, will recognise weapons like this. This is a flintlock pistol. You will get variations on this, different kinds of locks, snap hearts, matchlock, which had a hammer or a serpent, and it had literally a burning taper that was dragged down into powder. Obviously these load down the barrel, powder wadded ball, powder in the frizzen pan, that closes. You take it from half cock to full cock, you would pull the trigger, there's obviously no flint in it, it would flash forward, hit the frizzen, that would drive sparks down into the pan, that would go through the touch hole, flash into the powder in the barrel, boom, boom, gone, fired. And people would say, yeah, but that's not that lethal, is it? It is bloody lethal. That is about that's over a 45 caliber. I'm not sure what caliber that is, but it's over 45 caliber. They are legal in the UK. You would probably have to be a member of a club to shoot them. That tends to be the problem in the UK, finding a club. Also legal in the UK, pieces like this, which it would be an old cap and ball revolver. Now, that would be legal, cap and ball revolver. It's actually loads through the cylinder, into the cylinder. And you would put powder and ball in using this as a ramrod to ram all the gubbins down. You would then take what's called a percussion cap and mount it on these nipples at the back. And that would be how it worked. Hammer cocked, fire, the hammer drops onto the percussion cap, ignites the percussion cap, blasts flame into the powder, powder ignites, drives the ball down the barrel, out the barrel, shot fired. They are also illegal, totally legal in the UK. Black powder, cap and ball, probably doesn't use black powder anymore, the modern variation of black powder. But that is legal, totally legal. As long as it's under license. You would need to be club firing or range firing. But again, legal to own. And a lot of different models of that kind of pistol. Now, this kind of thing, which my favourite pistol used to be very similar to this. This is actually it's a starting pistol, but it's not. Based on a Colt's Python 357 Magnum. Mine was actually a Colt's Cobra. Colt Super Cobra 357 Magnum revolver, which best handgun I ever shot in my life. Not the best, not most expensive. It was, to me, it was the best handgun I ever fired. I loved that weapon. This kind of gun, in this configuration, totally illegal in the UK, except for certain variations. If you're a vet, you can own one of these. I'm not sure the calibers that vets can own them in, but Joe Public can't. However, with something like a 12-inch barrel this long, and with a hardwired wrist brace, about the same length, so you've got a weapon that's over something like 24 inches, 25 inches. I'm not sure on the measurements, but that is legal. You can own that in anything from 22 up to, I believe, 50 caliber if you can find one. That's made. I don't know if one is made. I know you can get 44 Magnum, you can get 357 Magnum, you can get 38. Well, the 357 will fire 38 special rounds. But that is legal for club shooting. Again, all on an FAC. So, right, okay, there we go. So it's not true, you cannot own firearms in the UK, you can, they're just limited. I hope that's been of interest to some of you. The only thing that can prevent you from owning firearms is if you have a criminal record, which will work against you, and if you've had significant mental health treatment. Again, they're a bit dubious about issuing you with one of them. But in actual fact, in terms of obtaining a shotgun, as far as I'm aware, the regulations on that have actually become a little bit easier over the last few years, in that you no longer need it to be someone like a doctor or a magistrate, a GP or a JP. Or a headmaster or something of that standing. I believe it can now be anyone who actually stands as referee for you. Hope that helps some of you. If any of you are interested in shooting, find a local club. You've all got the internet, have a look, go along, see if you can go along. A lot of clubs have waiting lists. Shooting sports are one of the fastest growing and most increasingly popular sports in the United Kingdom. Which a lot of people aren't happy with, but that is the way it is. Personally, I've shot all my life. I see no problem with it. My family see no problem with it. My children have no fear of firearms. At least not ours, they don't. So there you go. Hope that was of interest to some health people, and see you next time.